Oh my god. How are you people? How is everybody? Oh my god. Boink. Oops. Oops. Do a show we got. Anyways, yeah, everybody. Hello. How are you? How is everybody? Hello, Blue Lab. Hello, Main Line Productions. Hello, Movie Guy. Annie Root. Where's Caillou? Caillou is in the basement. I kidnapped him. And also, I scalped him. So, he's not gonna be a problem for us. He's not gonna be a problem for us today. Hello, Stephen Hakimi. How are you? How is everybody today? How is everybody on this Thursday? You're getting ready? Are you excited for the weekend? Is everybody excited for the weekend? What have you been doing today, Christian? Well, I've been I had a random morning shift, which meant that I have this afternoon off. So hey, figured I might as well do this stream. I'm sorry I didn't get a stream to you guys last week. I really that was really bad of me. I'm so sorry. But I'm also gonna try to film a video tonight after I'm done streaming. So yeah, make sure to watch Frank Killed on the release date. You don't know how much I wanted to win Best Animated Feature. Oh really? I know it was nominated for Best Independent Animated Film at the Annies, so last year, but it's going to be eligible for this year's Oscars. So I'm very curious as to what that's going to be like. Thursday? Oh wait, Thursday. Wait. Oh shit, it's Friday. Never mind. Yeah, it's Friday. All right. How are you guys' weekends going, or what are you getting ready to do on your weekends? Yo, Christian, what are your thoughts on Michael? If you saw it, I still haven't seen it. I did see Michael. It's not awful, but it's also not that good either. Because, the movie does not really have a sense of style. I do absolutely, I do kind of agree with the criticism that the movie doesn't really have much going for it, because it's, I'm not saying, a lot of other biopics can't be formulaic. I mean, sure, but at the same time, movies like Elvis, they did have a clear style to them. There was a style to the direction. And even something like, A Complete Unknown was a lot more kind of introspective and kind of, really relied on just really great performances and a classic style of shooting movies. Michael just isn't really that. It's I would even argue Bohemian Rhapsody had more of a sense of style to it. Because, there was a lot of style to its editing, but there's not really any style to Michael's editing, to be honest. Or anything, really. Yep, seeing Toy Story 5 at some point this weekend. Ooh, have fun. Hello, Joe Allen. What would you rate Michael? Give me more insight about it and its performances. I'd probably give Michael a 5 out of 10, to be honest. Michael's, it's not awful, but again, it's just it's just kind of whatever. Really the only performance that really stood out to me was Coleman Domingo. He was really great, but everyone else I could take it or leave it. Even Jafar Jackson, he is pretty good, but it's also just there's not, he's not doing a whole lot with the performance, really. He's very good at emulating, Michael Jackson's dancing and, even to an extent his singing, although it's kind of it's kind of weird because they kind of mixed in his vocals with Michael Jackson's vocals, and I don't really know which one's which. So it's kind of hard to say if he's Oscar worthy, because it's he doesn't really do a lot in the movie in terms of acting. He just kind of has to be there. So I don't know. Put that rank for Michael on your letterbox. I'm going to. Yeah. Do you think Michael deserves Oscar consideration in any categories? It's kind of tough to say, because obviously the year's not over. But makeup, I would probably suggest that should be. I think makeup should definitely be a consideration. And I don't know, like, again, I want to say watch out for Coleman, or at least I would like to see Coleman Domingo get in, but at the same time, we don't know the rest of the competition. So for all I know, by the time the end of the year comes around, Coleman Domingo really wouldn't be in my top 5 anymore. Who knows? So I'm not sure. Some people are trying to say that Indy Navarrete could get a supporting nomination for Obsession, but considering the Oscars ignored Mescal this year, I think they're trying to stay away from category fraud. I don't think, I don't really know if Paul Mescal had anything to do with category fraud, because, yeah, he kind of did feel like a little bit of a supporting character, especially since Jessie Buckley was very much the lead of that film. But really what it just came down to was, Paul Mescal was just not, how do I describe it? It's like, it just seemed like he was just never really in win contention. There was Delroy Lindo, but that Sinners just had a big boost at the Oscars, so I think that's kind of it. Bad news with Toy Story 5, but there's hope. It'll only be nominated for Best Animated Feature and Original Song, and that's it. Based on the review so far, I don't think it'll win at this point, but I don't know. I mean, the reviews for Toy Story 5 are still not bad by any means. Let me actually look here. Just waiting on the stupid Cloudflare security check thing. What? Alright. But yeah, see? 94% with a 7.8 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience scores are still very strong. 7.8 on IMDb, 3.8 on Letterboxd. It's people are still kind of eating up Toy Story. So it's I wouldn't quite give up on it yet for Best Animated Feature. I mean, yeah, it is the lowest rated, but at the same time, we've had... what was it? I think Encanto didn't have reviews this good. Keep Up Demon Hunters this last year didn't have, as strong reviews. So it's it really depends on the competition, but I still just don't want to doubt Toy Story. They're still good enough. It's still good enough to win. So Michael was mid, one battle after another. For you, yeah. Also, do you plan to see Toy Story 5? At some point, yeah. Coleman Domingo probably won't happen, and Jafar Jackson might just get the Golden Globe. Jafar Jackson might not even get the Golden Globe, to be honest. Because the Golden Globes have been, very, interesting in the past few years. They don't really go for films that are not acclaimed. Compared to the entire franchise and other Pixar films, it's not amazing. Well, I mean, sometimes you don't have to be amazing to win to win Best Animated Feature. You just have to be pleasant enough, So yeah. Note that the song "Invisible Ink" from Frank Kelda is not eligible. It was written originally for the show it's based on. Oh, okay. Could Obsession win Globe Cinematic and Box Office Achievement? I don't know. Right now, I'd probably say Project Hail Mary is going to win that. If it's submitted, at least. But yeah, guys. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, we're going to be talking about potential Fall Film Festival films. And I will say, we do have a couple of goals, a Super Chat goal and a membership goal. Super Chats at, if we can get to 5 Super Chats and 15 memberships, that would be really cool. You can become a member one of two ways. Well, for one, what is a member? Well, if you're a member, you get, if you're $2 a month, you get badges, emojis, members-only videos, members-only live chats, which we did just a few days ago. Your name included at the end of my videos. Members only Discord server access, and early access to select new videos, including Oscar predictions. So, consider becoming a member, and that can help us reach the goal today. There are two ways of going about reaching this goal. A, we can, you can become a member yourself, or B, you gift, if you're a member already, you can gift memberships. So that helps keep the lights on. Please consider becoming a member. It really means a lot. So thank you very much. But yeah, let's take a look at the... Oh. Let's take a look at this. Now, this is on Silver Screen Express, and Ezra Cubero made a list of 50 potential films at the fall film festivals. All right, Venice, Telluride, TIFF, New York Film Festival. I want to try to go to New York Film Festival. And I might try to I might try to do like some sort of 24-hour live stream or something like that. But yeah, although hopefully nothing bad happens. So yeah. Now, Ezra seems to do a lot of these lists every year, so we're going to try to take a look at what films could be coming out. All right, some of these are going to be premieres, and some of these are going to be, new films coming out. So yeah. Hello, Joey Herrera. Hello. I want to make animated feature predictions for TIFF. At this point, a good chunk of them came from Cannes and or Annecy. Yeah, some of them did, but some of them didn't. But we'll check those out. All right, All of a Sudden, it's looking pretty good that All of a Sudden is going to premiere at or at least Ezra believes that that All of a Sudden is going to premiere, or no, not premiere, is going to show at Telluride, TIFF, and New York Film Festival. I would not be surprised. I am very curious to see how All of a Sudden does at TIFF. Because for the past number of years, like typically when it comes to the TIFF top 3 for the People's Choice Award, 2 out of the top 3 end up being nominated for Best Picture. So it's usually 2 out of 2 out of the 3. And even last year, I didn't think it was going to happen, but it happened again because we had Hamnet, and the other 2 were Frankenstein and Wake Up Dead Man. And I thought they were good. I thought the Oscars weren't going to do Frankenstein at first, but ultimately they did. So whatever is in the TIFF top 3, you want to try to put 2 of those in the list. So yeah. All of a Sudden will premiere at different festivals, most certainly at TIFF. Yeah, technically it already premiered at Cannes, but it's probably going to show at some of these film festivals. Hello, Easty. What films have we went over so far? Well, right now we're looking at All of a Sudden, which is the first film on Ezra's list. Like I said, it's Ezra Cubero's list. So, yeah. Also, some films that he thinks will not play the film festivals: The Adventures of Cliff Booth, Cry to Heaven, Death of a Salesman, Deep Cuts, Digger, Dune Part 3, Hope, The Writers, The Statement, The Uprising, and Werewolf. I will say, I am kind of wondering if Clayface is gonna show at one of these film festivals, like Telluride or Venice or TIFF, because Joker did that, and some of the early I don't know if they're true, but some of the early reactions coming out of Clayface are comparing it to like Joker meets The Substance. So that's interesting. What film from Cannes do you think will appear at other film festivals this year? I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm pretty sure, Fjord might do that. Hope kind of faded away after Cannes. Yeah, it kind of did. What do you think about the pattern of the last 3 years in which a director gets nominated only at the Golden Globes and not any other director precursor? Oh, yeah, because there was Celine Song. There was Pio Capadia. And then there was Jafar Panahi. That is interesting. I don't want to automatically say that is a thing that we should look out for, because that's really hard to call, but that is something... That's something good to think about. Why wouldn't Digger go to festivals? I'm not sure. I'm not as smart on this stuff as other people are, so I don't know. But All of a Sudden, perhaps. Behemoth. Now, what was it? Coming off of the prestigious Star Wars series, Andor, Tony Gilroy returns to the big screen with an epic drama about a musician titled Behemoth. The Michael Clayton director's new film from Searchlight has a stacked cast, including Pedro Pascal, Eva Victor, Olivia Wilde, Will Arnett, and Matthew Lillard. Thinking along the lines of other recent music-based auteur films like Tar and Maestro, a Venice world premiere might make sense. However, after Variety neglected to mention the film in their Venice piece, I now have suspicion that this could premiere at Telluride instead before going to New York Film Festival. But I still believe there is a possibility that Gilroy's film could end up in the Venice lineup anyway. I am less convinced of the potential of it screening at TIFF. Alright, I'm not sure why not TIFF, but I don't know, who knows. The head of the Venice Film Festival said that he's had talks with Denis earlier in the year about having Dune Part 3 premiere out of competition at the fest. It's not confirmed, but that's not out of the possibility. Oh, alright. From recent years, 4 or 5 Best Picture nominees have already premiered by the end of June. I believe those films this year are Obsession, Club Kid, Project Hail Mary, Fjord, and The Black Ball. Club Kid, I'm not as sure of because it feels like no one's talking about Club Kid. We'll have to see, but Project Hail Mary, Fjord, and Black Ball, I would probably say yeah. Obsession, we'll have to see. Again, it's not impossible, but we'll see. Being Human. This is the film from Sean Heder, coming back from Coda. She is directing an adaptation of Judith Human's memoir, Being Human. Even though her previous film premiered at Sundance and released on Apple TV, who will be releasing this film prior to the start of the fall festival season in 2021, I would not be surprised to see her next project make its first appearance in this year's fall festival lineup rather than being saved for next year's Sundance. I'm leaning towards believing it could world premiere at TIFF, though it is also possible that it stops at Telluride first. Alrighty. Yeah, it seems more like a kind of, heartfelt film that I could probably see. I'm hoping Obsession being this year's The Substance. That would be neat. That would be pretty cool. Although I still need to see Obsession, to be honest. I still do need to see that. Behemoth's score has 7 composers, making it ineligible for the Society of Composers and Lyricists Awards, which only accepts 3 composers for scores and 4 writers for songs. Oh, wow. Alright. So that's not going to help us. Unless, Behemoth is just not a thing at all and doesn't really take off. If it does become a Best Picture film, I do kind of wonder how strong it's going to be. I do wonder how strong it's going to be overall as a film. But if it's not eligible for Society of Composers and Lyricists, that's not going to be good because the Society of Composers and Lyricists, they are the reason why I got 5 out of 5 this year with my Best Original Score predictions for the very first time. Because I predicted Begonia over Marty Supreme, but then again, if Behemoth is just getting nominated everywhere, and let's just say it starts winning, well then, maybe it does start doing that. I don't know. What films are you seeing so far? I mean, I don't know. I'm not confirmed to be going to any film festival so far. I don't know. The Beloved. Rodrigo Sorogoyen's The Beloved got solid reviews, even if it wasn't necessarily beloved. When it premiered at Cannes this year. However, there were plenty of strong notices for its lead performance from Javier Bardem. I believe that at least New York Film Festival would want to program this film, especially given that they are the most likely to take almost anything from Cannes. But I would also be willing to say that I expect Telluride to screen this as well. As for TIFF, the less enthusiastic responses make me apprehensive to say it will also play there, but it is also not outside the realm of possibility. Yeah, what I'm gathering from The Beloved, it really is kind of looking like Javier Bardem or bust, which is something that you do want to consider because Javier Bardem is a pretty constant nominee over at the Oscars. So we'll see. Oh yeah, Bitter Christmas. After directing his first English-language feature in The Room Next Door and winning the Golden Lion at Venice, Pedro Almodovar returns to directing in Spanish with Bitter Christmas. The reaction out of Cannes and from audiences who saw the film in Spain suggested this was far from top-tier Almodovar, but neither was The Room Next Door, and that still played at 3 out of the 4 major fall festivals. Still, I'm going to say that Telluride and TIFF showings might be less likely this time around, but I will go all in on New York Film Festival, welcoming back Almodovar with open arms as they have time and time again. Sony Pictures Classics reteamed with Almodovar to release this film. Alrighty. Javier Bardem was really good in F1. I mean, he was good, but I don't know. F1, I just do not remember the performances in them, really. It's just really just a tech film to me. It's really just like, it only exists as just text. Oh, no! Okay, I forgot to change the name of it. But yeah, like I said, if we can hit 5 super chats and 5 memberships, that would be really great. That would be really great. Oh, thank you for the gold coin, Annie Rude. But yeah. The Black Ball. One of the hottest... I'm intrigued with Being Human as a crowd pleaser about important subject matter, but that could also do well at that could also do well at TIFF. It could go all the way of Rental Family, where it doesn't where it's expected to place, but it doesn't. That's one thing I'm kind of worried about. Like, if it just becomes just not a thing at all that no one cares about. Could Obsession have the same awards run as Get Out? Theatrical budget, debut horror film, low budget, high box office, 4 noms for screenplay, director, actress, picture. The problem, again, is that Get Out, still had recognizable names to it. Like, Jordan Peele, everyone knew who Jordan Peele was. Daniel Kaluuya, I mean, yeah, this was his first kind of, big major role, but he's been around. Okay, then again, okay, we could maybe make an argument that, yeah, Daniel Kaluuya was still pretty new, but still, even in the cast, you still had some big names like Bradley Whitford, and I think Catherine Keener is her name, but she was a previous nominee. So it's like, you still had a lot of recognizable talent. But again, Obsession, it's just no one knows who any of these people are. So that's the one problem that it has. I don't know about director. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but we'll have to... I just don't know about that. I feel like Jesse Eisenberg movie and The Social Reckoning could go either way for Best Picture. The Black Ball is way too similar to The Hours, but then again, The Hours did get 9 Oscar nominations. But let's see. One of this year's hottest titles at this year's Cannes was The Black Ball. Directed by Javier Ambrosi and Javier Calvo, and the directing duo name of Lo Javis, explores the interconnected stories of 3 generations of queer men. Critics and audiences loved this film, giving it the longest standing ovation of any movie at Cannes. It was acquired by Netflix after a bidding war shortly before Lo Javi won Best Director prize in a tie with another filmmaker whose name I will discuss later. I am sure that Telluride, TIFF, and New York Film Festival are all salivating to play this. Alrighty. So this, again, The Black Ball is one that I'm really looking out for, because this could be a huge film. What are the scores for The Black Ball? Are you talking about for reviews? Let's actually take a look, shall we? God, another security check every single time. I hate this thing. Okay, so this is interesting. 4.1 on Letterboxd, 6.9 on IMDb. Like, I don't know where the massive amounts of, like, this has to have been, like, spammers. These have to be, like, spammers. And then on Rotten Tomatoes is very interesting. It has an 87%. I mean, it still has an 8.6 out of 10. But I'm wondering, like, it's not, like, as acclaimed as you would think. But at the same time, it still has an 85 out of 100 on Metacritic. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. I'm not really sure what's going on. For Black Ball, Glenn Close will finally win an Oscar. From what I understand, she's not in the movie really much at all. Even Penelope Cruz seems to have more of a presence in that film than her. Black Ball is this year's Emilia Perez minus the controversy. I mean, we'll have to see. I don't know. I just don't know. But even then, it's like, I don't think it's going to be, from what I understand, it's not really controversial. At least to my knowledge. But I don't know. Bucking Fastard. Wait, do you think the Black Ball could do well at SAG? I'm not sure. I've not seen the movie, so I just don't know. I just have no idea how well this is going to play with audiences. I have no idea. Speaking of Glenn Close winning an Oscar, she's going to be an honorary Oscar winner. Thoughts on this year's honorary winners as a whole? I mean, it's kind of hard to say because it's like honorary Oscars. It's now kind of like, oh, you didn't get an Oscar. Here you go. Here's an honorary one. So it's like, I don't know. How will the Black Ball even be considered controversial? I have no idea. Maybe it's being review bombed. It's an LGBTQ plus a film. People will downvote these movies without watching it. That is true. People do that, so maybe there's that. I'm not feeling Black Ball as of right now. I'm probably going with Fjord and all of a sudden. I just don't know. It's like the Black Ball does seem to be a big hit. But let's just see. Bucking Fastard. There was a word that Werner Herzog's Bucking Fastard, starring sisters Rooney and Kate Mara, was taken out of the Cannes film lineup this year due to being offered as an out-of-competition slot. There is a history of instances where films that are either not ready for or were rejected from Cannes end up screening at Venice competition instead. Such as Jim Jarmusch's Golden Lion winning Father, Mother, Sister, Brother last year. This is not always the case, though, since Mike Leigh missed both Cannes and Venice with his last film, Hard Truths, despite critical acclaim following its TIFF premiere. Still, Herzog's film was mentioned in Variety's Venice piece, so I do not doubt that this will appear in the Venice lineup. On top of that, I think New York Film Festival also makes sense to play this one. I don't know much about this, so we'll have to see. Also, I think I'll also just, I'm also going to pin the link to this article if you want to read it for yourself. But yeah. What is it? I also don't think the Black Ball is guaranteed to win Best Picture like everyone else has already believed in their minds it will happen. Like, they are really overhyping it. But how do you know they're overhyping it? Have you seen it? We the normies, have not seen it. Like, we can't say for certain. It sounds like you're saying that with absolute certainty as well. We don't, and also, I don't think anyone's really saying, oh yeah, Black Ball is easily winning Best Picture, it's a lock. I don't think anyone's saying that. Like, so, I don't know. I think this is something that we're just trying to, like, I think people are trying to figure out what could win Best Picture, and they're thinking it could be the Black Ball, but it's also just like, I don't know if we could really say they're overhyping it when we have literally not seen it. We have not seen it, so we kind of have to go with what the people who have actually seen the film are saying. The question is, I've always had is Black Ball drama or comedy at the Globes? I'm just going to assume it's drama, because it seems like they don't really, like, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's, like, actually a musical to my, I don't know. Bunker. Few filmmakers in recent memory have given us a prime example of a sophomore slump as Florian Zeller. After his masterful debut, The Father, he fell off hard with the disastrous The Son. Now he's back to hopefully make a comeback with Bunker, starring Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz. I hesitated including this film on the list at all because I wondered if the failure of his last film could prevent him from being welcomed back, but let's be optimistic. Hopefully this is a return to form for the filmmaker. Variety did single out Bunker in their Venice piece, so that seems like a given. The real question is, will Tiff take a chance and welcome back Zeller? We shall see. I'm curious to know if the director of Obsession is eligible for DGA First Time Feature. He has done a 62-minute film released entirely through YouTube. I'm just going to assume it has to be, like, properly theatrically released. So maybe the director of Obsession will be eligible through DGA? I don't know. It just won the Audience Award at Sydney Film Festival. Why are people acting like it's getting panned? Oh wait, the Black Ball? I don't know. Why is Obsession not eligible for Writers Guild? Because I looked up on the Writers Guild website, and when you look up Obsession, it does not show up. So what I'm assuming, and plus, from my understanding, this was a non-union production, so it's just not eligible because he's not a member of the Writers Guild of America, the director and writer. Chaperones. Last year, Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson gave incredible performances together in Francis Lawrence's harrowing Stephen King adaptation of The Long Walk. The duo are working together again in Good One director India Donaldson's new film from A24, The Chaperones. Starring alongside Hoffman and Johnson are Paul Dano, Billy Barat, Danielle Deadweiler, Alfred Molina, Tim Meadows, Dolly DeLeon, and Gabby Beans. This one screams TIFF premiere to me. Yeah, I don't really know anything about The Chaperones, so I don't have much to say about it. Club Kid. Screening in the Uncertain Regards section of Cannes was Jordan Firstman's directorial debut, Club Kid. After an abundance of praise following its world premiere, A24 quickly scooped up the distribution rights during a highly competitive bidding war. The reception was so strong that numerous critics and the audience noted how the film seems to be destined to be an audience hit not only when it releases, but also during the fall festival season. That suggests to me that TIFF crowd would eat this film up, and since it is a New York-based film, NIF should also be in the cards. Telluride seems a little iffy to me, but maybe they will also want to join the fun. Any collabs you have planned? Oscar Expert and Brother Bro, Fuji, Gerald, Neglia, Langford, Rowe, Downs, Castleman. We'll have to see. You'll have to wait and find out. This is what I am really interested in, because like Club Kid was not in the Palme d'Or competition over at Cannes, but people are really buzzing about it. So I am really wondering if this could be like a big contender. I don't know. I'm currently not predicting that would happen, but we will have to see. So I'm not really sure. Caillou, Oscar Expert and Brother Bro. That'd be a crazy time. Coward. After winning the Grand Prix with his Oscar-nominated film Close, Lucas Don't returns with war drama Coward. Reception was fairly strong out of Cannes, with a number of critics singling out as a highlight of the festival. It went on to win the Best Actor prize for its two lead stars, Emmanuel Machina and Valentine Campagne, and acquired by Mubi for theatrical distribution. While Close would only go on to play at Telluride, Don't's earlier film Girl screened at both Telluride and TIFF, and given that Coward is such a was such a buzzy title at Cannes, I think Telluride, TIFF, and New York Film Festival will want to screen this film as well. I've heard Coward is a perfect sleeping pill. I have not heard that. I have heard nothing but like really glowing things about the film. So I don't know. But let's see. Are you looking forward to the Legend of Zelda movie? I'm not sure who's directing it, to be honest. Oh, Wes Ball, the guy who directed Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. All right. Who's writing it? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, not okay, so oh no. Yikes. Okay, so I'm looking at the writer. He directed Kong Skull Island and Pokemon Detective Pikachu, but he also wrote Jurassic World, Monster Trucks, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And provided story contributions to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, and wrote the story treatment for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker and Jurassic World Dominion. Ooh. What about T.S. Nolan? Okay, so just like a bunch of mostly nothing burger movies like the Maze Runner movies and Phoenix Forgotten and the Pacific Rim Uprising. Okay, I don't know. The director of Legend of Zelda looks cool, but I'm not really enthusiastic about the writers of that movie, so I don't know. Some Oscar nominations we kind of can confirm in our score for Disclosure Day and cinematography for Jack of Spades. Can we confirm cinematography for Jack of Spades? I don't know. I don't know if we can confirm anything right now, or at least I just don't know about. We'll have to see about Jack of Spades. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm surprised that Nintendo and Sony hired that writer. Well, at that point, it seems like they just don't really care. Because, like, the moment you get someone who you know can't write a good script, or has, like, at that point, it's like, okay, you're not really trying to make this anything worthwhile, like, But anyways, let's move on, to the next film. The Debut, which is apparently what Jesse Eisenberg's film is called. Jesse Eisenberg returns to the director's chair after receiving an Oscar nomination in Best Original Screenplay for his last directorial effort, A Real Pain, which also won the Best Supporting Actor prize for Kieran Culkin. The film, distributed by A24 and recently revealed by Variety to be titled The Debut, the stars Julianne Moore and Paul Giamatti is about a woman joining a theater troupe working on a musical production for their community. Eisenberg proved to be a skilled writer with his last film, and I believe that this project could be one of the feel-good movies of the fall festival season. I would be surprised if TIFF did not want to include this in their lineup, and I think at least one other festival will join them. And between Telluride and New York Film Festival, I lean towards the former being more likely, but I could also see a scenario where it is the other way around. Who knows? Maybe the film is so good that it screens at all three festivals. So The Debut, all right. Well, head out, Christian. Thanks for the stream. Take care. Bye, Green Paradise. Bye. Like I said, guys. If you want to help the channel out, like I said, we have a stream goal. We have we haven't gotten any super chats or memberships yet, though. Hopefully, we can get some. Hopefully. Florian Zeller's new movie might come out in Venice. I don't know what to expect from him. The father was a masterpiece. The son was a dumpster fire. Yeah, I'm not sure. Bonjour. What did I miss? Hello, Leo Tennyson. We're looking at films that could screen at the fall film festivals. We're right now in the D's with the Debut. And now we're getting into The Dreamed Adventure. I almost neglected to mention Valeska Grisebach's The Dreamed Adventure in this list. While this movie has its passionate fans, reception has proven to be a little divisive, leading to it getting a bit lost in the shuffle of other buzzier Cannes titles. That is, however, until it won the jury prize. Janus Films picked up the distribution rights for this film. Given New York Film Festival's history of being the most welcoming of Cannes films out of the fall festivals, that seems to be the best place for Grisebach's latest to show up, but wouldn't be surprised if either Telluride or TIFF ends up taking this one. Thoughts on The Debut? I think it'll get into Best Picture, even when A Real Pain couldn't. Not even over Nickel Boys. I'm not sure. Again, I feel like I need to really see a trailer for this, because it's really hard to judge something like that. Do you think Netflix could get Cry to Heaven? I mean, they could. I don't know who's gonna get Cry to Heaven, but I'm just not sure. Fatherland. All right. Sharing the Best Director prize with Los Javis at this year's Cannes was Pavel Pawlikowski's for his latest Fatherland, starring Sandra Hüller and Hans Zischler. This film is coming off of the heels of the critically acclaimed Ida and Cold War, both of which were nominated for Best International Feature and Best Cinematography Academy Awards, the former winning Best International Feature, and the latter also adding a Best Director nomination for Pavel Pawlikowski. Both of these titles screened at Telluride and TIFF, with Cold War adding on New York Film Festival to its festival run. I fully expect Fatherland, which is being distributed by Mubi, to follow the same path as Cold War. And yeah, Fatherland could maybe get into Best Picture. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see, but yeah. Fun fact, Joshua Logan is the only director to be nominated for a Tony Award for directing a play and be nominated for an Oscar for directing his film adaptation with Picnic. With Picnic. He won the Tony. Oh, that's cool. I've been learning how to play recorder. Cool. Fjord. In a funny twist of fate, Neon managed to win the Palme d'Or for the 7th time in a row, even though it was not all of a sudden as expected. Instead, the prize went to Christian Montague's Fjord, starring Renate Reinsva and Sebastian Stan. Like clockwork, winning the top accolade at a prestigious film festival has led to intense discourse online about its hot-button social commentary long before the vast majority of audiences even have a chance to watch the film for themselves. Even still, Fjord has more than enough positive buzz for its craft, screenplay, and performances, and will be one of the most sought-after titles of the fall festival season thanks to its Palme d'Or win. Easy prediction for Telluride, TIFF, and New York Film Festival. Makes sense. Forgotten Island. Now, this is one that premiered, if you remember, it premiered over at CinemaCon. DreamWorks Animation has a history of attending TIFF when they have a fall release, with recent examples being Abominable and The Wild Robot. This year, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish directors Joel Crawford and Hanuel Mirsado are back with Forgotten Island. This film already had a work-in-progress screening at CinemaCon back in April, which led to glowing reactions. Considering those key factors, I fully believe that TIFF is likely to world premiere the finished version of the film shortly before its September release date. This makes a lot of sense, and I'm definitely looking out for this film because it's probably going to get nominated for Best Animated Feature. But yeah. Hashan, Shake Your Booty. Our first view of a Sundance title to make this list is Joseph Kubota Waladika's Hashan, Shake Your Booty. This dramedy about ballroom dancing stars Rinko Kikuchi, and received positive reviews out of Sundance, winning Best Director at the dramatic competition, and will be distributed by Sony Pictures Classics later this fall. This sounds like a solid contender to play both a Telluride and TIFF. Alrighty. Hello, ZJ13 Goat. Here Comes the Flood. Originally, I was going to predict Fernando Mircelli's Here Comes the Flood, starring Denzel Washington and Daisy Edgar Jones, made sense as a TIFF world premiere, but Variety has included this film in their list as one that distributor Netflix might bring to Venice, which I had not seriously considered a possibility. As such, I tend to adjust my prediction for this one and now include Venice in its festival prospects, while sticking to my belief that TIFF will be its next stop. Alright, I don't really know that much about Here Comes the Flood, so yeah. The Invite, Oscar player or not? I don't know that much about the Invite right now, so I can't quite say. Are the chances high that Cry to Heaven might join Ink and Narnia as next year's stuff? I don't know. I'm not as knowledgeable for that stuff as other people, so I'm not exactly sure. I Play Rocky. I hesitated bringing up this one, but the prediction is such a layup that I felt like I could not ignore it. Peter Farrelly appeared at TIFF twice before. The first was the infamous Green Book, which unfortunately won the People's Choice Award on the Oscars for Best Supporting Actor, Original Screenplay, and for some ungodly reason, Best Picture. I actually don't mind it winning Best Picture, but that's just me. He then returned with The Greatest BR Run Ever, which promptly fell flat with bad reviews and was quickly dumped on Apple TV Plus a few short weeks later, never to be heard from again. Now, he is back with I Play Rocky, a biopic about the making of the original Rocky film. Manufactured in a lab specifically to play at TIFF. I Play Rocky gonna be generic as hell, probably. The Green Book hate is weird. I don't think it deserves the hate. I really feel like it only got the hate that it got because it won Best Picture, but, I mean, let's face it. I mean, like that year was not very strong for Best Picture anyway, so, like, might as well. And, look, would I have minded if Roma got into Best Picture, like, won Best Picture? Obviously not. Roma's great. But again, it's like, let's be fair here. It's like, that was just not a particularly strong year. Like, no film was gonna, like, really win people over that year. The Best Picture of 2018 was Isle of Dogs. For me, it was Black Klansman. I would have loved it if that won Best Picture, but that was never gonna happen. But yeah. And even then, most of my top 10 that year weren't even nominated for Best Picture. Like, Avengers Infinity War was not nominated for Best Picture. Or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was not nominated for Best Picture. Hereditary was not nominated for Best Picture. They didn't even nominate Won't You Be My Neighbor for Best Documentary Feature. So, yeah. I Play Rocky sounds way too upbeat to actually be good. I mean, I just don't know. Like, this one, it does kind of feel very manufactured. I do agree with that. Jack of Spades. While his brother, Ethan, continues to direct his lesbian B-movie trilogy with his partner, Trisha Cook, to diminishing returns. God damn, that was, oh, wow. Joel Cohen follows up his previous solo outing, The Tragedy of Macbeth, with a gothic mystery titled Jack of Spades. The film, currently seeking distribution, is led by Josh O'Connor, coming off of his own gothic mystery with my beloved Benoit Blanc in Wake Up Dead Man. The supporting cast includes Frances McDormand, Leslie Manville, and Damian Lewis. I debated between predicting a world premiere at Venice or at NIF before ultimately deciding, even prior to reading Variety's article, which did not mention Jack of Spades at all, that I see a world premiere at New York Film Festival as the more likely option. Let's see, Josephine. The only film on this list I've already seen is Beth de Araujo's excellent harrowing drama Josephine. This film screened at Sundance earlier this year, where it received incredible reviews and won both the Grand Jury Prize and the Audience Award in the U.S. Dramatic Competition. The most recent films to pull this off were Sean Heater's Coda and Lee Isaac Chung's Minari, both of which were nominated for Best Picture, and the former won. Sumerian Pictures picked up the distribution rights, and while not much has been heard about the film since, I believe and hope that the studio will bring this one back to the forefront during the fall festival season. I think the most likely festival to play it would be Telluride, but fingers crossed that TIFF adds this one to the lineup as well. According to the Oscar expert, Josephine is the closest film to Best Picture to be directed by a woman. Maybe. It just seems like there's just not like a lot of film. It seems like women this year have not really been given an opportunity to direct as many like big, high-profile films. So like, I don't know. We're probably not going to see any women nominated for Best Director, sadly. Clara and the Sun. Thanks to getting delayed from last year, I am once again predicting that Taika Waititi's adaptation of Kazuo Ishiguro's Clara and the Sun to have its world premiere at TIFF. Maybe I am being a fool for falling into this trap for a second time, but numerous delays did not stop his maligned Next Goal Wins from world premiering at TIFF in its year. It was even the first film announced in that year's lineup. I really have nothing more to add here. Even if it gets delayed again by Sony, I'll just predict it again next year. I mean, yeah, TIFF probably sounds likely for this film whenever it premieres. As an Oscar film, I just don't know if Clara and the Sun's going to be a thing because it's like, I don't know. So, because again, like, we'll have to see what Taika Waititi does. Like, if Taika Waititi can make a comeback. A Long Winter. Andrew Haigh is back with his adaptation of the short story A Long Winter. His last 3 films, 45 Years, Lean on Pete, and All of Us Strangers, all screened at Telluride, first and last of which were world premieres, while the middle film premiered at Venice. However, those first 2 films would go on to screen at TIFF, while the last skipped it in favor of a stop at New York Film Festival instead. I am inclined to believe that A Long Winter, being released by Mubi, will more likely resemble the festival rollout of All of Us Strangers and screen at Telluride and NIF. That being said, despite not being mentioned by Variety, I could see Venice asking Haigh to return. Only at BAFTAs, I'm interested to learn what obscure women-directed films will be shortlisted there. Yeah, that's going to be interesting, because one thing I do know is that documentaries directed by women do make it to the shortlist, so, yeah. Look Back. uh, Hirokazu Kurita has 2 films releasing this year. The first is Sheep in the Box, which I had to remove from this piece during editing after Neon announced that it would be releasing next month following its mixed reception at Cannes. The more exciting title of the two is his live-action version of Look Back, which I've seen the animated film, which was great. This is the second adaptation of the story after the incredible anime film from 2024. G-Kids will distribute this film as they did with the anime version later this fall. Kurita is a regular at TIFF, so that one seems like a given. However, I am unsure about the possibility that his Look Back will play at Venice or Telluride beforehand. I really am curious about Look Back to see if this is going to be like, if this could be an Oscar film. I don't know. We'll have to see. The Man I Love. The newest film from Ira Sachs, The Man I Love, is yet another Cannes title that received positive reviews, most notably mentions with Rami Malek's performance being possibly his best work. While not having the most consistent track record of the Fall Festival appearances, Sachs did bring Peter Hujar's Day to NIF last year, and his most recent TIFF appearance was for Frankie in 2019. It is possible that The Man I Love could end up going to both festivals. However, I'm leaning towards choosing one for this movie, and New York Film Festival makes the most sense for me. Alrighty. Mimesis. Last year, Kauthar Ben Hanya won the Grand Jury Prize at Venice with her remarkable film, The Voice of Hind Rajab, which utilized narrative filmmaking to accompany the real audio of the last words from a 5-year-old Palestinian girl named Hind Rajab before she was murdered by the IDF. Prior to making that film, she was prepping her next project that she decided would put on hold in order to tell that urgent story. 1 year later, and that film, titled Mimesis, has been shot, and I anticipate this will make its way to the Venice lineup, regardless of its omission from Variety's article, on top of a hefty festival rollout with TIFF and New York Film Festival to follow. I am very curious. Now, I did think The Voice of Hind Rajab was pretty fantastic. That made my top 10 films of, 2026, on 2025, I should say. Man, I really should have done my top 10 when I did my top 10, but fuck it. I might actually just try and make my top 10 films of 2025 like a video. Maybe I'll try to do it like that, because it's probably not going to do well now, but yeah. Just wanted to bring that up. Minotaur. Oh, wait. Ooh, what's going on here? There's this weird pattern in cinema where filmmakers think a story and characters is interesting enough only because the leads are gay. As a gay man, I find that a bit problematic. What? I know that's not really the case always, though. Like, Sinners was highly acclaimed, and that didn't really have any gay people in it. Not the leads. You know, One Battle After Another doesn't really have any gay leads. Hamnet doesn't have any gay leads. I'm not exactly sure I'm not really sure what you're going at here. Sorry. Minotaur. One of the big films that was speculated to be competitive to win at the Palme d'Or this year, after rave reviews, was Andrei Zvyagintsev Minotaur. I am positive that I botched that name. The filmmaker's first movie since Loveless in 2017. The film, which was picked up by Mubi, ended up winning the Grand Prix, sharing company with previous winners such as Sentimental Value, All We Imagine Is Light, The Zone of Interest. All 5 of this director's previous works have screened at TIFF, while both Loveless and Leviathan played at Telluride. However, he has never had a film in the New York Film Festival lineup. That said, I think Minotaur makes a strong case for being his first. Alrighty. Now I was talking about more films like Bros and Queer. Well, I mean, I don't know, I thought Bros was good. I mean, also Queer, it's like I don't know what you're saying. Like, where filmmaker, like I don't know. It's like Bros, I thought was a very funny film. And with Queer, I mean, like, I don't know if it's really that the filmmaker only thought that the characters were interesting because they were gay. I don't really think that had anything to do with it. I think it just, like, I don't know. I feel like the movies had other problems. I mean, like, because I like, we don't really know what the intention was. It's like, so I don't know. It's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to say. It's kind of hard to figure out. Misty Green. Chris Rock rarely steps into the director's chair, having only directed 3 films. Even then, the only one of note that was well received by critics was The Pleasant Surprise, Top 5, which had its world premiere at TIFF. 11 years later, he has returned to write and direct another film called Misty Green, starring Rock, Rosalind Elizar, Adam Driver, Anna Kendrick, Topher Grace, and Daniel Kaluuya. A24 has kept this film pretty close to the chest, but hopefully this is more like top 5 and less like Head of State or I Think I Love My Wife. If it is closer to the former, then a TIFF world premiere will be a good sign. Ooh. Mouse. One of my favorite films from 2024 was Kelly O'Sullivan and Alex Thompson's family drama Ghostlight. I have been eager to see their next project that after that film made me bawl my eyes out. Earlier this year at the Berlin Film Festival, and the directing duo premiered Mouse, reuniting one of their Ghostlight stars, Catherine Malin Kopferer. The reviews have been very strong, and IFC Films picked up the film for distribution this fall. Prior to its theatrical release, I believe that Mouse has a shot of screening at Telluride, with a small possibility of a TIFF screening as well. IFC. So it's probably not going to get any Oscar nominations, because they cannot get Oscar nominations to save their life. Mr. Irrelevant. After making some cuts to my predictions due to release date announcements, I noticed I had overlooked a potential title that sounds tailor-made for TIFF audiences. 50/50 director Jonathan Levine has a new film with our new Superman, David Corenswet, called Mr. Irrelevant. This is the true story of New York Giants running back John Tuggle, who was the last pick in the '83 NFL draft. Without delving into his story, or for those who don't know it, it is the exact type of emotional story that makes for an inspirational sports drama at TIFF that TIFF would eat up. Alrighty. The only living pickpocket in New York. Another Sundance film that I want to single out is Noah Sagan's new film starring John Turturro, The Only Living Pickpocket in New York. This is one of the most buzzed about titles I heard during the festival, primarily due to the many critics raving about Turturro's performance. Sony Pictures Classics is also handling the movie's distribution for the fall season. Based off of what I read about the movie, it feels like the type of small-scale thriller that would fit very well at Telluride. Also, I cannot predict it to play at New York Film Festival when it has New York on its side. Oh, I can't not predict it. I'm being foolish for not only buying the possibility of a TIFF screening, but I could be convinced. Is the entertainment system as down coming out this year? That sounds so bad. I don't think it's coming out this year, to be honest. I do not think it's coming out this year. I think it would have premiered over at Cannes if that was the case. Paper Tiger. James Gray's new film, Paper Tiger, was yet another acquisition from Neon out of Cannes, but the reviews are a little more divisive than expected given the filmmaker's track record. Adam Driver has gotten some nice notices from critics, but reactions to Scarlett Johansson's performance were wildly mixed. Multiple critics also found that it fell into common crime thriller tropes. That said, Gray is a well-respected director, and there are more than enough defenders of Paper Tiger to suggest that the reception could turn around in the movie's favor when fall festivals hit. I think that like his last film, Armageddon Time, this makes a lot of sense as a Telluride and New York Film Festival title. A Place in Hell. Fair Play was a rock-solid film from 2023 that puts its first-time filmmaker, Chloe Dumont, firmly on my radar as a talent to watch. She returns for her sophomore effort, A Place in Hell, a high-stakes drama about a criminal defense attorney played by Michelle Williams, whose job is threatened when she finds competition at her firm, played by Daisy Edgar Jones. Like fair play, I am predicting it to play at New York at TIFF, with the slight possibility that Telluride could snag the world premiere status. Once again, Neon is distributing this film. I would have liked Paper Tiger in casting, especially with Johansson and Teller against type. Cast against type. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to that because I haven't seen it. Possible Love. It has been 8 years since Lee Shangdong's revered film Burning. But after that long wait, he has a new film courtesy of Netflix called Possible Love. He has been a Cannes regular for the past several... oh, God. He has been a Cannes regular for his past several films, with his last title to have a festival premiere in the fall being Oasis in the 2002 Venice lineup. His last 3 films all played at New York Film Festival, while his last 4 all played at TIFF. Burning skipped Telluride after its Cannes premiere. Since Possible Love did not screen at Cannes this year, it would make the perfect sense for Venice to welcome back director Lee. After that, TIFF and New York Film Festival would be a given. I am surprised Possible Love didn't play at Cannes. I'm a little bit surprised, but again, I don't know too much about films, you know, when I don't really know that much about the filmmaker and stuff. So I don't know. Prima facie. Is it prima facie or prima facie? On the stage, Prima Facie won a Best Actress Tony for Jodie Comer. Now, director Susanna White adapts the play into a feature film, with Cynthia Erivo taking over the award-winning role. This is the second film on the list about a defense attorney after A Place in Hell, and like that one, I could see TIFF happily including this in their lineup. However, I am slightly more compelled to predict that the world premiere would instead be at Telluride. So yeah, I don't know. This is one where I don't really know what's going on there. So yeah, I don't have much commentary for Prima Facie, because again, it's really hard for me to really figure out like what's going to happen when I don't really know anything about the director so yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, if it's like somewhat Best Picture adjacent, Cynthia Erivo could get in. Prime time. Perhaps no film on this list made me question my predictions more than Lance Oppenheim's Prime Time. On paper, a movie about the inception of one of the most controversial television programs in history, To Catch a Predator, with Robert Pattinson playing Chris Hansen, sounds like a no-brainer for TIFF. But I have been toying in my head with the possibility of a Telluride world premiere or even a Venice world premiere. Ultimately, its omission from Variety's piece made me lean towards no for Venice, but I am still a maybe for Telluride. Also, I do not believe that the rumored September 11th release date is correct, as A24 has never actually confirmed a date themselves. Prima Facie and A Place in Hell are kind of similar, but also polar opposites. Oh, alright. Rose. The year of Sandra Hüller expands with Marcus Schleinzer's Rose, the drama set during the 30 Years' War. World premiered at Berlin and won Hüller the Silver Bear Prize for Best Leading Performance, a prize most recently won by Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, and Sebastian Stan for A Different Man. Mubi is distributing this film, and I would be surprised not to see this at Telluride and NIF lineups. Oh my god! Movie Guy with the $5 Canadian super chat. Everybody, if you are a member of the Hannahcast channel, or like if you're a channel member, send some blue Hannahcast emojis to Movie Guy. Thanks, Movie Guy. Thanks, Movie Guy. Did you see the documentary Predators from last year? I have not. Oh my god, Annie Rude, thank you for the super chat. Everybody, send Annie Rude some blue Hannahcast heart emojis. Thanks, Annie Rude. Thanks, Annie Rude. All right, we're already the super chats are looking pretty good. We are just 3 away from hitting the super chat goal. Thank you guys so much. Oh wait, oops. Wrong one. We're 3 away. We didn't get 3, but we're 3 away from hitting it. It would be funny if Sebastian Stan won another Golden Globe for co-starring in a film with Renate Reinsva. That would be pretty funny. Saturn Return. I'm really looking out for this film. The writing duo of Greg Cuidar and Clinton Bentley have been on a hot streak lately, with Cuidar directing Sing Sing, my personal pick for my favorite film of the decade so far, and Bentley directing Train Dreams, which was nominated for Best Picture last year, and Sing Sing was close to getting nominated for Best Picture. This time, directing duties go back to Cuidar for the romance drama Saturn Return, starring Rachel Brosnahan, Will Poulter, and Charles Milton. Like their last 2 films, I predict that Netflix is going to send this to TIFF, though a slight itch in the back of my head is telling me that there might be a chance for Telluride. I'm not willing to go all in on that prediction, though. Alright, yeah, Saturn Return makes sense for TIFF. If only I still wish Sing Sing got into Best Picture. Sense and Sensibility. Blue Jean director Georgia Oakley is trying her hand at directing a new adaptation of Sense and Sensibility. Focus Features will be distributing this one, and this is the first and only time I have mentioned them in this piece, as their fall slate seems rather slim. Although they're running all the way to the bank with all the money they're making on Obsession this summer. This version of Jane Austen's classic stars Daisy Edgar Jones, Esme Creed Miles, Katrina Balfe, George McKay, and Fiona Shaw. My guess is that this is an easy Telluride and TIFF play. I would argue Sense and Sensibility is probably the most likely film that would be that could get us a female directing nominee. Again, obviously we don't know for sure, but this is probably the one I would say is most likely. The Social Reckoning. 24 hours ago, I did not think I would be writing about the social reckoning for fall festivals. I was convinced that this movie would not sniff a film festival and instead go straight to theatrical release. I thought Sony would want to hide this film from critics for as long as possible due to critical fatigue of Aaron Sorkin's work, apprehension of doing a spiritual sequel to The Social Network without much of key talent, creative talent like David Fincher and Jesse Eisenberg, and that lackluster trailer that recently dropped. Okay, I don't know if it's critical fatigue, because it's like, all it was being the Ricardos, which, okay, yeah, critics didn't really eat that movie up, but, it still got, it still got, 3 Oscar nominations, and was maybe, 11 or 12 for Best Picture. So, I don't know about that. And also, not only that, but it's, it's I don't know if we could say there's critical fatigue of Aaron Sorkin when that's maybe the worst reviewed one he has, and even then it's still pretty okay. I don't know. Also, I don't know. Yo, movie guy, thank you so much for the blue. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much for the super chat, movie guy. Everybody, send some blue Hannahcast heart emojis to movie guy. Thanks, movie guy. Thanks. Do you like being with Ricardos? I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. But again, it's it got close to Best Picture, so I don't know. It's still it got 3 Oscar nominations, including J.K. Simmons and Best Supporting Actor. So it's I don't know. That was a pretty. It was still pretty strong at the Oscars, regardless. I thought it was mid. It was one. It was against for me 6 is okay, the lowest level of good. But again, I don't want to say that critics have a fatigue over Aaron Sorkin when that's the one film that people were just about. I don't know. I don't know if we could say that that critics have a fatigue over it. Oh, also, I gotta update the goal Tangles. When scrolling through the Cannes lineup, Lee Nelson's Tangles immediately caught my eye. The animated film starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Abby Jacobson, Bryan Cranston, and Seth Rogen, among others, sounded like it would be a devastating yet beautifully told story about a mother with Alzheimer's. Reviews were strong out of its premiere, and I've heard nothing but great things from people I know who have seen it. Given TIFF's history of programming animated titles from Cannes, I fully expect this to show up. Telluride is less reliable with animated fare, but I wouldn't count that out. Unfortunately, New York Film Festival is even more spotty with animation, so do not expect them to include this one in their lineup. And this is probably the film that's going to get us Oscar nominee Seth Rogen. Woohoo! Tender Loving Care from Mike Leigh. To be honest, so little is known about Mike Leigh's film Tender Loving Care that I wasn't even sure if it was ready for the fall festivals. That said, there seems to be enough out there to suggest that we may indeed see his new movie this year. Now I remember boldly predicting that Hard Truths would play at all four fall festivals before being proven very wrong with it only premiering at TIFF and New York Film Festival. I do not want to make the same mistake again, so I am apprehensive of Venice saying yes to this one after they said no to his last one. But his track record with Telluride prior to Hard Truths is so strong that I want to say that Lee could secure a Telluride, TIFF, and New York Film Festival rollout for Tender Loving Care. The Unknown. Welcome back, Neon. Arthur Harari's The Unknown was another Cannes title that was picked up for distribution by Neon, starring Leah Seydoux and Niels Schneider. The film follows a man who, through some unknown sexual entity, has swapped bodies with a woman. This was another really polarizing film, but I still think that this would weirdly fit in with the types of films that New York Film Festival would play at Cannes, as a Cannes holdover. Perhaps TIFF might be willing to take this one too, but I doubt it. Guys, is The Rain Also Falls a good title for a romantic dramedy? Yeah, I could probably see that happening. Like, The Rain Who Falls. Like, I could probably see that being a title. So mayhaps. Oh, Verity. This is a silly one. If there is any movie on this list that I'm at least confident in showing up to any fall festival, it is Michael Showalter's erotic thriller based on Colleen Hoover's Verity. Maybe it's the star power of Anne Hathaway, Dakota Johnson, and Josh Hartnett. Maybe it's the fact that Showalter has a history with TIFF since he world premiered The Eyes of Tammy Faye there. Maybe it's the fact that sometimes TIFF likes to program something that's a little trashy and fun, even if it ends up being bad. I'm taking a shot in the dark in this one. I'm probably very, very, very wrong, and Amazon MGM steers clear of the fest. Oh, wow. Victorian Psycho. Speaking of a little trashy and fun, Zachary Wigon's follow-up to Sanctuary, titled Victorian Psycho, had its world premiere in uncertain regard at Cannes to mostly positive reviews. Micah Monroe, Thomas and McKinsey, Jason Isaacs, and young Hamnet himself, Jacoby Jupe, all star in this gothic thriller with a darkly comedic edge. Like with Sanctuary, I see this as being TIFF bound before Bleecker Street releases the film in theaters at the end of September. The Wait. Another September release I barely am willing to include on this list is another Sundance film, The Wait. Starring Ethan Hawke and Russell Crowe. This prison drama, directed by Patrick McKinley has been compared by a number of critics to the likes of Sorcerer and The Shawshank Redemption as per usual. Hawk has been getting a lot of acclaim for his performance. Vertical has slated its release date for September 18th, which falls right during the tail end of TIFF. But I think if any fall festival bites on this one before its theatrical release, it would be Telluride. Whale Fall. Okay, Whale Fall is crazy. God, that trailer was fucking terrifying, man. That was terrifying. While following along the coverage of all the movies getting showcased this year's CinemaCon, one movie that instantly grabbed my attention was Brian Duffield's underwater survival thriller Whale Fall. This is one of 2 movies releasing this fall where Austin Abrams plays a guy in deeply dangerous situations alongside Zach Cregger's Resident Evil, which I nearly included on here as a TIFF Midnight Madness prediction, but decided against it. This time fighting for his life after getting swallowed by a sperm whale. With 20th Century Studios releasing the movie in theaters in mid-October, and TIFF previously screening big studio survival thrillers like Gravity and The Martian in the past, I could see Whale Fall fitting right in. I'm very curious about Whale Fall. I know some people are predicting it for like visual effects and sound. I'm not quite ready to say that yet. Because like I don't know what about the effects seems that amazing, but I don't know. We'll see. Wild Horse 9. Alright, Wild Horse 9. This is my Best Picture winner prediction. This is another easy layup. Martin McDonagh has a new movie. It's guaranteed to do fall festivals. Theaters have been playing the trailer that Searchlight released for Wild Horse 9 for a few months. It has gotten to the point where I could nearly quote every jab between John Malkovich and Sam Rockwell every time it plays. Anyways, like 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri and the Banshees of Inisherin before it, this is all but guaranteed to have its world premiere at Venice, then show up at the TIFF lineup. Variety even mentioned Wild Horse 9 in their Venice piece. This is practically a done deal. My Best Picture winner as well. Doesn't that just make sense, though? Doesn't it just make sense for Wild Horse 9 to be the Best Picture winner, considering McDonagh's previous 2 movies got close to winning Best Picture, and this one has even more relevant political themes to it? Like, this really feels like it could win Best Picture. Wildwood. From one sure thing to a wild card, I'm going out on a limb and predicting TIFF world premiere for a TIFF world premiere slot for Laika's new animated epic Wildwood. Despite the studio's only history with fall film festivals being a Venice world premiere for the Box Trolls, I have a gut feeling that Travis Knight's film is going to be better suited for a TIFF debut. Laika has been doing a remarkable job with their marketing campaign, with jaw-dropping behind-the-scenes featurettes and a stellar first trailer that got a ton of buzz online. I will keep my eye on the slim chance that Venice invites Laika to return, but Wildwood seems high-profile enough that if it was really in the cards, Variety might have mentioned it in their article. So for now, I'm going all the way in it, showing up for TIFF. Your mother. Hey, what the fuck? My mother is dead. Anyways, the final film that I'll speak about my predictions is Bassam Tariq's revenge action drama, Your Mother, starring Mahershala Ali, John Cho, and Giancarlo Esposito. This is another movie that has gotten some good notices when Amazon MGM showed off some footage at CinemaCon after plans fell through for Tariq to direct Ali's Blade for Marvel. The two of them worked together on an original project that will be releasing at the end of September. My last prediction is that I see a potential scenario where Your Mother is in the TIFF lineup. Okay, so yeah. I'm predicting for Julian Ironboy to be at TIFF, joining Forgotten Island, Tangles, and Wildwood. That's a lot of animated movies. So we'll see. So we'll see. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, those are all the films. Those are all the films that those are all the films. Oh, hold on. Oh. Those are all the films that Ezra Kubero has mentioned in his article. Like I said, if you want to check out the article yourself, go to silverscreenexpress.wordpress.com, and I have the link right there. But yeah, this is interesting. This is really interesting. I'm really interested to see like what could actually premiere there at the Fall Fests. I might be wrong, but I'm sure the decision before Dawn picture editing and Four Weddings and a Funeral picture original screenplay are the only films to get into a Best Picture lineup of 5 with only 2 total nominations. It was very rare. It was very, very rare. So, like, you know. So, yeah. Although, you know, when you expand that, it seems to happen quite a bit. When you expand the lineup, especially when you get 10 nominees. That does seem to happen quite a bit. I haven't watched Four Weddings and a Funeral, but I would have nominated Decision for director, screenplay, and actor over the somehow terrible A Place in the Sun. I'd have also given a second nom. I haven't seen any of those movies, so I can't really make any comment. What do you think of the chances for Disclosure Day getting nominated for Best Picture? It seems like audiences are not liking it that much, which is really weird that audiences are not liking it that much. So I don't know. Thought of Four Weddings and a Funeral was just okay. Only pictured editing in 1951 was crazy for Decision. Oh, wow. Disclosure Day on its best day would have sound, score, Emily Blunt, picture and director, maybe editing. You could maybe also say cinematography because Janusz Kaminski, but like I feel like cinematography would be more likely than editing. I love Disclosure Day. It's probably my favorite movie of the year so far. Oh wow, I need to see that movie. I need to see Disclosure Day. I love Disclosure Day too. I think people are being too harsh on it. Maybe, again, I haven't seen it, so I can't say. I think Jack of Spades might not come out this year. Ooh. Currently reading the novel Cry to Heaven. I started it before it was announced, so it is unlikely to premiere at Venice, but fingers crossed we still get it somehow. Oh. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh shit, movie guy, thank you so much for the super chat. Are there any Oscar category, or everyone put a blue Hannahcast heart emoji in chat because we want to send love to people who support the channel. Thanks, movie guy. Thanks. I've seen all the winners for best animated feature. That might be the only one. And I've also seen all the winners for best casting. I know. I watched all the movies that won best casting. So, I mean, hey, you know. When I made my own version of the Oscars, I had Charlie Chaplin's Great Dictator in a Best Picture lineup of 5, with only Best Art Direction not accompanying it. Ooh, wow. Ooh. What can you envision winning Best Song? I'm having a hard time picking supporting winners. I don't know. Song especially, that's really hard to figure out because we don't even know most of the songs. So I'm just going to say the Toy Story song. It's probably not going to win, but that's the best one I got right now. That was before I split screenplay between original and adapted. Oh. Probably Jesse Eisenberg's song or Toy Story. I'm not sure. We don't even know if Jesse Eisenberg movie is gonna have a song. Have you seen Iron Giant? Of course I've seen Iron Giant. That movie's great. Oh wait, I just realized I need to update the goal. I need to update the goal. Okay, so yeah, we have one more super chat to go until we hit the super chat goal. But we still haven't gotten any memberships. Come on, if you're not a member already, please consider becoming a member. It really does mean a lot. Oh my God, movie guy with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, everybody. If you're a member, if you're a channel member, give movie guy some blue Hannahcast heart emojis. Thanks, movie guy. Thanks, movie guy. What was it? Salem, the content creator, got a membership. The T-Rex Travels got a membership. Skridits got a membership. Little Beamer 71 got a membership. Animation 97 got a membership. Thank you so much, movie guy. Thanks, movie guy. Thanks, movie guy. Let me update the goal right here. So yeah, we got 5 memberships and 4 super chats. Fun fact, in 1973, Marvin Hamish won all 3 music Oscars, original score and song for The Way We Were, and best adapted score for The Sting, both starring Robert Redford. Ooh. Do you prefer physical media or digital? I prefer physical media, but I've just not been able to get like a good, 4K Blu-ray player because for some reason. But then again, I haven't tried since 2021, so maybe I don't know. The Toy Story 5 song is I Knew It, I Knew You by Taylor Swift. So far, it's actually doing surprisingly well, and maybe Taylor Swift's long overdue nomination narrative at the Oscars. All right, perhaps, especially if it's Toy Story. I mean, the Toy Story movies always get nominated for Best Original Song. God, fucking flies, go away. Do you subscribe to any streaming services? Probably not. Probably not, to be honest. That is how that's although then again I haven't tried resubscribing, but also we don't really have. I mean, we do have a TV, but I don't have a TV in my room to properly watch anything. So I don't know. Were you a Wii Bowling fan? I was actually. I like Wii Bowling. I like the regular bowl. It's probably one of the only. Actually, I don't know. I guess bowling would be considered a sport. I do like playing bowling. Probably one of the only sports I actually enjoy playing, if it's considered a sport. Have you seen Last Year at Marienbad? No, I have not. I've never even heard of it. Wii Sports was fun back in the day. It really was. I like Wii Sports. Wii Sports was fun. Hold on, let me I need to go. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Yeah, just so that, like, yeah, everything's good. Just, like, had a random call for no reason, but anyways, yeah. The Christian backcast. That's me. That's me. I don't know why I'm so, like, overblown at, like, with the white lighting. Like, I don't know what is going on with this thing. I should not be this bright, but still. Actually, I just realized. Let me try this. Oops. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, anybody else have? Did they? What else is on the what else is on the agenda? I probably have like 15 minutes, unless we don't really have much of an active chat. Then I might get ready to head out. We'll see, though. I realized you had an idea for a romantic comedy, maybe musical, of an actress who hires an Oscar pundit to help herself win an Oscar. Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. I like that idea. That's pretty funny. I hope you get to make that dream a reality. What are your thoughts on the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer? Oh, I'm really excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I really love the trailer. It just looks like classic Spider-Man to me. You know, we need more movies about Oscar pundits. I'm not sure, because we're not really the most interesting people in my opinion, but again, the one you can maybe make, you know, an argument for would be like, you know, Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel. Those, I think, that would be actually pretty interesting. What Searchlight film are you most excited to see? Wild Horse 9 and Behemoth. Oh, easily Wild Horse 9. I love Martin McDonagh's previous two films, Three Billboards and Banshees of Inisherin. I'm still really upset that Banshees of Inisherin didn't win a single Oscar. That is upsetting to me. But still. What other YouTubers could you see do movies? Well, okay, let's see. I think one of these days Jacksepticeye is going to direct a movie, maybe. Although, like, he is producing a Bloodborne movie, but he's not directing it or writing it. So, but I think he could maybe direct one day. Trying to think of what YouTubers could make movies. MatPat, I could definitely see him directing a movie. I could definitely see MatPat doing something, so perhaps. Maybe for the wrong reasons, Mr. Beast, maybe. But then I don't know. He's probably not gonna. He just does like reality competition stuff. He doesn't. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to like make a movie. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that Fred Zinnemann is the only director to have won both short films and feature-length films. Oh. Bong Joon-ho's translator said said she's making a movie on award season. I wonder how that will come, when that will come out. Ooh. I'd love to see Brandon Rogers act in a film. You know, the funny thing is, I actually was in the same room as Brandon Rogers once. Now, granted, I don't really watch Brandon Rogers. All I know is that he's a big YouTuber. But he came to my local Comic-Con a couple years ago. Because I think he was with a couple of other Hell of a Boss cast members, although I've never watched that. But the one thing I noticed is that this was the same year where there was like Rob Paulson, but like where Rob Paulson had a thing. Brandon Rogers by far had the longest line. His line had a line. Like, it was crazy how long it was. But I was in the same room as him, and I watched I was in the Hell of a Boss panel, or like I watched it. I was in one of the seats. Again, I didn't know what they were talking about, but I was like, hey, big YouTuber. But yeah, I've been in the same room as him. Hannahcast could make a movie, see his short films shot on a pixel. Damn it. POV, you adopt a pet are also good. I hate you, Annie Rude. Why you gotta bring this up? Matt Pat for sure, yeah. Award season will be interesting. This upcoming award season, definitely. I think Binging with Babish and Chris Abroad all have director potential. I just don't know I don't know who Chris Abroad is. I know Binging with Babish. I don't know what he would direct, though. I have no idea what he would direct. But also, I don't really know who he is. Ooh, I just realized Courtney Miller of Smosh. I think she could maybe direct a movie. Because she has been directing some episodes of Smosh, and she seems to like directing, and I feel like she could direct something, perhaps. So mayhaps. Actually, who else? Corridor Crew. That's also a possibility, but it's also like they like. So perhaps. I don't know if Jack's Films would direct a movie. I mean, okay, I don't know if I should say I know him, but we have had conversations before. But I'm not sure if maybe he would like to direct a movie. I don't know. I don't know him that well. What about PewDiePie? I don't know. I've not caught up with PewDiePie in years, but. You think you could be a very good actor, writer, or director yourself? Actor, that's a maybe depending on the role. A writer, I'm not good at writing dialogue between characters, so probably not. A director, maybe. I would very much be like the kind of director where I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna trust you that you know what you're doing. I'm not gonna, like, because I don't know the ins and outs of everything. So it's like, I'm just very much like, hey, I'm gonna let you do. Obviously, I do have a vision, but like I'm not gonna like get in the way of your job, if that makes sense. You think that Martin can miss director for Wild Horse 9 because it seems like he's going back to the 3 Billboard style of directing and he missed for that? I don't know. I feel like Martin McDonagh's kind of just in the club now, and I feel like he's going to get nominated for this. Have you ever watched that greatest freakout video when you guy was freaking out in his room? What? Who? Who else could direct a movie? I could maybe see Moist Critical doing something, maybe, but then again, I don't know. Who knows? Super Mega, maybe a comedy film, but I don't know if they might just like doing YouTube. Who knows? It's really hard to say who would actually, make a movie, direct a movie. Oh, Meat Canyon. Meat Canyon. That dude just feels like he's going to direct a movie, a full-length feature film one of these days, Meat Canyon. That just feels way too right to me. That just feels way too right. Waffle Pone, the great freakout video. What? I have no idea what that is. Alright, I might try to get off at 7. Does anyone have any final thoughts before we head out? And, if we're able to pass the membership goal or the super chat goal? maybe, something like that, maybe. But yeah, is the one with the guy the TV is the one with the guy at the TV remote. I have no idea who. I have no what. I could his brother from Waffle Pone doing movie. I have no idea what. Have you seen Hoodwinked? Yeah, I do. I have not only have I seen Hoodwinked, I think it's really funny. I think it's really well written in its comedy. I'm not gonna lie, I think Hoodwinked is a better version of Shrek. I feel like Hoodwinked takes advantage of satirizing and kind of doing funny twists on fairy tale characters much better than Shrek did, to be honest. Like, I just feel like I think Shrek obviously has like better animation, but Hoodwinked, I feel like there's also just kind of like a style to its animation where like they know they don't have very good animation, but the speed of the animation, especially for Twitchy, is like they kind of take advantage of the animation for that. But again, the writing is where it really sells me. Like, I really do like the writing in Hoodwinked. Did I do? 37 years ago, which done put a spell on me. A spell where when I'm talking, I'm singing it with glee. Hoodwinked is an underrated movie. It really is an underrated movie. Hoodwinked is really funny. I mean, the twist villain at the end, I mean, like, obviously you can see him coming a mile away, and they don't really do anything funny with him, but, like, it was really good, those first two acts. What the fuck? What the fuck? What are you watching? I don't know if I can say right now. I mean, it's a streamer. It's not really bad, but it's also just like... But yeah, I think that, yeah, it seems like things are kind of winding down. Does anyone have any final thoughts before we head out? Any final thoughts before we head out? Because I might get ready to head out now. Plus, I gotta make dinner. I'm hungry. But yeah. The artist is amazing. It sure is. And yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably try to do like another stream pretty soon. I'm also going to try to put out a video probably tomorrow. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but yeah. Bye, everyone. Bye.